I'm Dennis. I'm here with Jack. We're here at SESI with John Heffernan. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm a history teacher, but I'm also at the moment ICT coordinator of a school in Wicklow, Colossus Beach in Carnew. I've worked in various jobs within education. As a lecturer for a while, worked with the NCTE, and worked in a number of schools around the country.
You've worked in a school in Albemarle and Charlottesville in America. What differences did you see between schools there and schools in Ireland?
Oh, that's a great question. The main big difference you'd notice straight away is that the high school I worked in, Albemarle High School, had 2,000 students, nearly 200 staff members. So basically it was a very, very, very big school. The timetable was a lot different. Basically, they would have 4 classes a day that would be an hour and a half long. There was a lot of flexibility for doing project work. There was a lot of kind of clubs that would get them engaged with different passion projects. Like, believe it or not, I ended up being the coach for the esports team in the school. So basically, it was very student-centred, and whatever passion students had or interest that they had, there was flexibility there for them to engage with that, and supported by the school and the school district.
In your presentation, you spoke about why it is important to include more languages in our curriculum. Can you tell us why?
Albemarle High School would have had students coming from a number of different countries, so there was 59, I think, home languages of the students in the student body of 2,000 students. The future really of education is going to be more global, and schools that have a wide global network gives them an awful advantage in making connections. You will have more and more global trade. Like at the moment with Brexit, we're kind of very focused on trade with the UK, but in other parts of the world, they're looking at making connections with China, with India, and the ability to speak the language of the person you're trying to sell your goods or services to is a major advantage. Like in Albemarle, they're looking at bringing in like Chinese, Urdu, which is the main language in India, and other languages in the Middle East, because they kind of realise that Europe is not the big partner anymore that they're going to be trading with, or Mexico or whatever. So they're looking at wider markets, and you need to be able to talk to people to sell them stuff.
You spoke about diversity in the schools in America. What impact does this wide diversity have in the classroom and access to the school?
Basically, if you had asked this question about 2 years off me, I'd give you a different answer. The riots in Charlottesville back in August 2017 really brought the whole issue of diversity in the school, because we as a school had to deal with that. Like, we'd have kids that were very much Trump supporters, we had kids that were very much Hillary supporters, and there was a lot of tension. Diversity in Albemarle High School is about 60% white students, 40% Latino and black students, but there was a lot more mingling between different groups. Like, it wasn't a case of everyone was hanging out together. The groups were more kind of organised by where they were coming from rather than their ethnic background. It is something that our school is going to have to deal with, and one of the things that you kind of have to be aware of is that different people have different viewpoints on how things are done, like how education is structured, how inequality is dealt with. Like in America, what really struck me was that the staff room was trying to mirror the student body. You don't see that in Ireland, because if you look at the population of the staff rooms of schools in Ireland, it's predominantly white, it's predominantly women, and it's probably predominantly Catholic. So schools in America, you have a far diverse backgrounds of people, and they all have different contributions to make, whereas if you've come from the same background in Ireland, you're all going to teach the same way. You don't really have diversity, and students do notice this sort of thing, and it's very important for them that they have role models. Like, I had my last principal I had in Albemarle High School is black. My closest working colleague with the assistant principal team was also a black person. So basically, you can probably number on your hand a number of black teachers in Ireland. Yet we probably have maybe 2,000 or 3,000 black kids in our schools. Like you need your staff rooms to reflect the diversity of the students going there, and we're a long, long way from that. And by doing that, you're going to make those students from minorities more comfortable and more welcomed within that school district, within that school or that county. And it's a hard question to deal with, and it's a question we need to start looking at. So.